Hello students, this is Miss Diane, and today I'm going to be going over the sculpted nail state board procedure for cosmetology. The instructions have already been read, so I'm going to disinfect my hands and I'm going to disinfect my model's hands carefully so I don't pop off those nails tips. Okay, very good. Client's ready to go. I am ready to go. Okay, so the first thing I have to do is I have to push back the cuticle. So I'm going to go in there and I am going to simulate pushing back that cuticle. I'm going to put that in the trash. Then I am going to take and buff the shine off the nail. Okay, just really delicately, just to get the shine off that nail. Okay, done with that. That goes in the trash. What is next? Now I need to go ahead and use my dehydrator. So I'm going to remove 2 cotton balls from the plastic bag here. Wow, this thing's on pretty tight. I'm going to go ahead and remove 2 balls from the plastic bag. Here we go. Close that back up. I have 2. I'm going to use 1 right now with my dehydrator, and I'm going to do it over my trash bag. Close my dehydrator back up, and I'm going to dehydrate that nail. All right, cotton ball goes in the trash. All right, now at this point I would go ahead and while I'm waiting for this to dry a little bit, I could go ahead and fill my dampened dishes, or I could go ahead and put my form on, which I'm going to go ahead and roll right here in the paper, roll it to start forming it. I'm going to then take my form and put it on my finger here gently, hold it with my thumb, hold it with my middle finger there to create the nail shape like that. Okay, then I'm simply going to put it under the free edge of my nail like that. Okay, I'm going to form it there tightly underneath. Now I'm going to need to look out for a minute, students. Okay, I'm going to close it there. This has some neat tabs, so you can go ahead and make sure that it's under the nail there tightly, and then put the tabs together, here. There we go. I'm ready to go ahead and work here. Let me move this cushion back a little bit so you can see. There we go. Now, next I can go ahead and put my primer on, being careful to just do a little squiggly line down the center so that I don't get it on the skin. Close that back up, put it here again. Now while I'm waiting for this, I have another opportunity if I needed to go ahead and fill my powder and liquid. I don't need the tops anymore, so I can go ahead and throw them in the trash. I have those ready to go. I have my paper towel here ready to go. I'm just waiting for this to dry. Now, let me talk to you a little bit about your supplies here. In doing this, I found that the gold file that they give you, one of the kit companies, this leaves a residue on your nail that's hard to get off. So I would advise you not to use the nail that comes with the kit, to go ahead and put your own file in there, preferably white, so that as you're filing it will not leave a residue. Then you have the option of using the brush that comes in the kit, which is fine. It's a decent brush. Or you can go ahead and put your own brush that you're familiar with. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. I have a couple orangewood sticks. Now I have the right file. They do also put in a buffer here, the 3 stages where you can work a nice shine. I am just going to use a file buffing block here. Okay, either one is acceptable, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, I believe my nail is ready to go. I am going to do the 3-ball system here. I'm going to wet my brush and dip it in again. I'm going to either, you can do a snowball effect or you can glide it through. Either way, it's up to you. Okay, I'm going to put my first ball down and I am just going to form that free edge. All right, I'm going to go in there, form the free edge. Let the product work for you. Okay, it's going to want to level off, so let it level off. And just make sure you keep your side walls put together there and your free edge here. So just kind of watch out for it a little bit and let it do its thing. Okay. Pushing again, let's push this back and you can see that it's starting to harden a little bit, so just keep an eye on it. Okay, like that. You don't need to make a very long extension, just past the free edge there. Okay. Okay, I'm going to pat, pat. Make sure those sides are formed. I'm not going to flood the cuticle. The more I take care of it here, the less filing I'm going to need to do. Okay, I got that. So now I'm going to go to my second ball. Okay, that one wasn't quite right, so I'm going to go ahead and do it again. Okay, I think I can work with this here. Pat, pat, pat. Wiping your brush frequently. Making sure I do not flood the cuticle. Making a nice apex here for the nail at the stress line. Okay, there we go. Oops, let me get rid of that. Checking the shape again. Okay. There we go. And my last ball. So remember, this doesn't have to be the best nail you've ever done. It just has to have an okay shape and be balanced. I don't want you to stress out and panic. Just make sure that it's not too thick. It's not flooding the cuticle. And it's got some nice balance there. Okay, I think I'm good there. Remember, you're being timed. Okay, so I think that's good right there. I no longer need my brush anymore, so I can go ahead and put that into items to be disinfected. I do not need my liquid and powder anymore. So there are many ways that you can do this, but you do have to deactivate your acrylic. So I'm going to go ahead and pour the powder and then the liquid into a paper towel. I'm going to mix it together so that the powder gets into the liquid, and you can see right there that it's a nice ball has formed there. And now I can go ahead and dispose of this. Get another towel there, throw that in the trash, and I can go ahead and dispose of these. If they're not in bad shape, I can put them items to be disinfected and clean them again and use them later because they are plastic. Okay, now for time's sake, I am going to switch nails. I want you to hear a nail that is dry. And you can hear that, that's dry. Okay, and this one's wet. So you can kind of hear the difference. So to save time, I'm not going to wait for that one to dry. I'm going to go ahead and use this one. Okay, this one's a little drier. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one. Place that there. I'm going to get my white file, and I'm going to hold the sides here, and I'm going to take off this tacky layer, and I'm going to do it in the direction of the nail. I'm going to do it rounded. See, I'm going in a round direction. You don't want any flat surfaces. Let me put my tail right here. And you can see that comes right off. We don't want to do any kind of sawing motion. We want it to all go in one direction. Okay. And you can see that it's almost coming out right there. It's going to come right off. I'm going to make sure that I'm holding the skin here so that I'm not filing it. And I do want to get all of that layer off. I want to go ahead and shape the side walls here. Again, I'm doing it, I don't know if you can tell, but I am doing it in a circular kind of motion. If you do it flat on one side, you're going to have a flat surface there. So you want to round it with the shape of the nail. You want a nice round nail. And I'm holding it as I would if it was a client attached to this hand. Right? It would be very easy and convenient if I were to pick up this hand and move it over, but my client would then be reaching over the table. So we don't want to do that. So once you get this layer off and you've balanced it, then you can go back and you can buff the nail. Okay, but I'm still trying to get all this little. Okay, all of that off. Shape this tip here a little bit. There we go. So I can go ahead and get rid of that file, and then I can buff the nail out. Nice and smooth. Okay, I think the shape's pretty good. Maybe not my best work, but it's not my worst. And you are being timed, so you do want to have that you've completed the nail. Okay, my buffer. And then for good measure, I'm going to get another orange wood stick and just go around this cuticle, making sure that I didn't leave anything behind. There. They also give you this nice brush, so you can go through and just brush anything if anything is left. Check it out, make sure that it is balanced. Looks fine. All right, these go into the items to be disinfected and the trash. My tissue goes into the trash. I believe that's pretty good shape. So I'm going to turn it around for the examiner. I'm going to disinfect my hands again. And I'm going to sit back and wait.